good, family? Hope you guys are feeling blessed, feeling amazing. You know what got to hear, Mr. Laptop Lifestyle. If you didn't know, now you know. What I'm trying to do is grow. And what I wanted to do is jump on here before our next week starts and just go over our analysis on gold. Okay, so first off, I want to start off by saying I thank God for another day. I thank God for this opportunity that we have. I thank God for everything that we are going to have. I thank God that I'm in my right mindset. I have my health. I have all my appendages. They're working. All my organs are working. I have clothes on my back, shoes on my feet, shelter over my head. I have so much to be grateful for. Right? So I'm very grateful. If you're watching, put that word in the comments. Grateful, 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 grateful. All right, that's what it's about. Being grateful with what we have, right? Not focusing on what we don't have. All right, so I'm very grateful, y'all. That being said, let's get into it. Forex gold analysis. All right, so for me, I trade gold. All right, that's the pair I trade. I also have a bot that trades EU. Right, I have a gold bot and also another bot that trades EU. I have a indicator now that we can put on any pair. Right, but I mainly focus on gold. That's the pair that I trade the most. That's the one that I always watch and I'm always drawn up on. So for you, if you're watching this, I would choose a pair. I wouldn't be all over the place. Some people may try to teach you different, right? But I'm just speaking from experience. When you watch one pair, instead of watching a bunch of different pairs and trying to trade a bunch of different opportunities, it just makes trading easier. Right? And you'll start to notice you're more profitable because your focus isn't going in a bunch of different places. Right? But it's something that you'll learn as you go, right? As you start to trade more and you start to experience everything, you'll start to notice certain things, right? It'll start to stick out to you. And that's one of the things that you'll start to notice is when you start to focus on one pair and just trade that pair and watch it week after week, then you start to get better, right? Start to get better. All right, so if you're watching right now, what you want to do first thing that you want to do is get a broker account, okay, so that you can get into the game. One of the brokers that I use is Sway Markets, right? So this Sway Markets here. All right. All right, so this is just a broker where you can deposit your money and trade on. Okay, so you're going to need a broker account or a prop firm account so that you can start trading. If you need the link, I will actually put the link in the comments. Okay, so I'm gonna put this link in the comments so that you guys can have this. And set up your broker account. Okay, so that link right there, you'll be able to click that, create your account. Once you get inside your account, then you want to make a deposit, right? So you come here to deposit, click on Bitcoin or whatever you want to use to deposit. They actually just added pay by card as well, right? So if you want to pay by card, you can do that too. $10 minimum deposit, right? So you can start trading with $10. Maximum deposit is what is that? 10 million, right? So you can deposit up to $10 million. Okay, so you just click confirm and then it's going to allow you to deposit, right? Show you where to deposit. So once you do that, you also want to turn in your KYC documents. Go to profile, turn in your KYC documents. This is just proving that you are who you say you are. Okay, and then you want to come up here to accounts and create your live account. Right, so you come here, click this plus real live account, click ECN, choose the currency, USD or wherever you're at in whatever country, and then the leverage, I would choose 1 to 500 or 1 to 1,000. Okay, and then now you have your account set up. It's going to pop up here, account number, and then the password will also be sent to your email, right? The MT4 details will be sent to your email. So when you're ready to log in, okay. Oh, I'm sorry. When you're ready to trade, you're going to come over here, click trade. All right, and this is going to allow you to log in. Now you're logged in and you're ready to take your first trade. Okay, very very simple. Using the system that I just got called the SBA system. Very simple to follow. Okay, so you do need an MT4 to put the SBA system on. So MT4 that I use is Eagle FX. I use CoinX. I also use FX Pig. But CoinX and Eagle FX, they do not accept US members anymore. All right, so you have to use one like LQD FX is a good one. Okay, I'll get you guys that link. LQD FX. All right, so that's a good broker for U.S. residents as well. Where we at? All right, so another option that you can do is get a prop firm account. Right? This is a prop firm account where you'll be able to get a larger amount of capital, right? A larger amount of capital to be able to trade with. And that's really what you want to do, right? You want to be able to trade with other people's money and be able to profit off of it, right? Leverage off of it. So you see right here, these are the size accounts that they offer, 10,000 all the way up to $200,000. And very cheap, right? You can get as low as a $10,000 account for $75. You also can use my code. Okay, so you choose a 10,000. You're going to choose MetaTrader 4. You're going to choose raw spreads. Okay. And I believe that's all right. So then add-ons, increase leverage, right? If you want to increase the leverage so that you can leverage more, you can click this, increase the profit split. So you start off at 80-20 split. So you can increase that to 90-10. There's a monthly payout where you are going to be paid out monthly or bi-weekly, right? So if you want to be paid out bi-weekly, you can click this. Performance protection is when it'll protect your account from going under, right? Margin level, under the amount that you're allowed to lose, right? So 75, and then once you put my code in, NOAH 10. Okay. All right, so I'm not really sure why this code isn't working right now, but yeah, if you get this 15K account, then you should be able to use this code. I'm not really sure why it's not working right now, but I'll figure it out. All right. So yeah, you can use the code social 15K on the 15K account, or no with 10 on all the other accounts, right? That'll give you 10% off. So now once you have your account, they're going to send the details to you to your email. Then you're going to use those details to log into your account. Okay, so it's going to look like this here. You'll come here to the bottom right, go to login, and then you'll copy and paste those MT4 details into here. Click login, and then you'll be logged in, right? Your balance will pop up here. So now that you have this MT4, right, you can use this MT4. You can use really LQDFX, right? I put that link inside of there as well. Okay, so if you want to get a prop firm account, you can come here and click that link there. All right, so the 3 links that I gave you guys, the first one is going to be with Sway Markets. You can get a funded account with them as well. The second one is LQDFX. If you're inside the USA, you can use that link. Or if you want to get a prop firm, that's the third link. Okay. All right, so now that you count, you're all good to go. You're logged in. Now, the first thing that we do before we jump on the charts is we come over here to the calendar and we check out the major news. So it's going to be the 12th, right? Tomorrow. So you see here, it's split up into 3 different categories: yellow folder news, orange folder, and then red folder. The yellow folder means low impact, orange means mild, and then when you see a red folder, that means high impact news. Okay, so anytime you see high impact news, that just means that there's going to be a lot of movement in the market during that time. Okay, so you see next week, Tuesday, we have some red folder news around 8:30, 9:30. We also have red folder news on Wednesday, 8:30 a.m. Thursday, 8:30 a.m. Right? So, yeah, good trading week coming up. A lot of movement about to be happening. Okay, so a lot of people stay out of the market when they see red folder news. Some people, that's a good sign. Right? For me, that's a good sign because that means that the market's going to be moving more. I'm going to be able to make more money. Okay, so at first, it's going to scare you because the way that the market's moving is going to be moving fast, sharp movements back and forth. But what you want to remember, right, is you just need to stay calm, stick to your analysis, and just ride it out, right? Ride the trade out. At first, I probably would stay out of the market when you see red folder news, especially if you're using my bot. You want to make sure you turn off the bot at least an hour before there's red folder news, right? But once you start getting comfortable, you start trading more, then you're going to start looking for red folder news, right? And that's what you're going to be wanting to trade because you'll notice you're making more money during those times, right? So first thing we do is we check out to see if there's any red folder news or just what news is going on, right? And that's at forexfactory.com. Once we check that out, then we come over here to tradingview.com. Okay, so this is where I draw up my analysis, and I'm just going to show you guys just a basic draw up and show you how to just identify basic market structure. Okay, so first thing that I do, I back out to the 4-hour or the daily. Okay, I just want to see an overall picture of what's going on in the market. So the first thing I ask myself is, which direction is the market going? The way I figure that out is I ask myself, is it starting from the bottom left or the top left? If it's starting from the bottom left, going to the top right, that's an uptrend, obviously, right? Top left to the bottom right is a downtrend. So I grab my trend tool, right? Come over here, grab your trend line tool. Oops. And we're going to start at the bottom point, okay, the lowest point of the trend. to the next highest point. Right, and it doesn't have to be perfect, just along the line. Okay. So you can see here, price is starting here on our trend line, going up to a certain point, trying to come back down and test our trend, going up, coming back down, testing our trend, bouncing off our trend, going up, 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 right? And it created an all-time high for gold. And now it's started to work its way back down to the trend. We just had a major bullish movement last week. Okay, see here, I'm just gonna do a close up right here. All right, so from this stretch here was last week. Hopefully you guys caught them buys. I know I did. This was my biggest trading week ever, and I ended the week with like a little over $4,600. So yeah, I'm very grateful for that, and just as long as I've come trading. Okay, so if I'm being honest, if I added it all up, I'm still not a profitable trader because I probably lost more money than I've actually made. But that is definitely my highest profitable week. Right? And I had my highest profitable day last week as well, using the SBA system. Okay, so I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see where my trading career is headed from here. I'm just looking for more profitable days, right? Just like I had. And yeah, so see here, this was our last bullish movement. We had a sharp bullish movement. Now it's starting to see a little bit of resistance in this area. Okay, so next thing that I identify, right after I identify my trend, you can see that here. Okay. All right, once I've identified my trend, and then I ask myself, what zone are we currently in? All right, what's the zone that we are in? What is our resistance and what is our support? Okay. And the way that I figure this out, come over here, grab my circle tool. I just identify major reversal points. Okay, so wherever I see a major reversal point, I draw a little circle on to figure out what zone I'm in. Okay. So what is a major reversal point? Just like it sounds, right? A place where there was major reversal in price. Okay. So I'm gonna do this quick. You don't have to identify all of them, but just a few to give you an idea. Okay, so we see a major reversal point there. Okay, we're just identifying. All right, so wherever you see a circle at, this is where there are major reversal points. Okay. All right. So you don't have to identify all of them, just enough to get an idea. Okay. So wherever you see the major reversal points, that's where you're going to draw your rectangle, right? Your rectangle is going to represent your zone. So we see here, All right. So now we have our resistance. Okay. And this is a place where price is going up to, and it's finding a hard time to break this area. Right. So this will be our area of resistance. This bottom will be an area of support, representing a place where prices has come to and has saw some type of resistance. Right. So we see here, price came down again here, came down again here, went up to this area, up to this area, up to this area, right? So this is an area of strong resistance, also another area of resistance. So we're in this zone here, right? In between this zone. Top representing our resistance, bottom representing our support. Okay. So from here, I ask myself, what's the most recent zone that we're coming from, right? And where could we be headed? So you see here, it broke, creating this, making this our new support, and started to head up towards our resistance. Right. So now it's seeing a little bit of resistance here, starting to make its way back to our support. Right. So what it could be doing is heading back to test this support area before it bounces back to the resistance, or it could be heading towards this support area and it could break down to this next support area. Right. Can only do two things. It's either going to keep going up or it's going to come down, right? You have a 50-50 chance in being right. It's just all about getting it in the best position and controlling your loss management, right? Your risk management, and making just the right decision. Right now, something that will help you make the right decision is knowing candlestick patterns. This will allow you to know when there's going to be some type of reversal. Okay, so you can see here, if you're looking, I always ask myself, is there a bullish engulfing candlestick or a bearish engulfing candlestick? Right. When I see any of those type of candlesticks, I know there's going to be momentum going in that direction. Right. So what do I mean? The way that I knew this buy was coming, right? I had the SBA system. It also gave me an arrow, but I also saw this bullish engulfing candlestick, right, form. So when I saw this bullish engulfing candlestick form, and what I mean by engulfing means it's engulfing the previous candlestick, right? That's an engulfing candlestick. So when I saw this green engulfing candlestick form, I knew that momentum was probably going to continue in that direction based off this candlestick here, right? So that's one strategy that you can use to start to identify when you're going to see any type of reversal or any type of momentum moving in that direction. And it's the same thing for when you're coming down, right? When price is coming down, same principle. So, for example, you see, if you guys can look closely, let me spread this out a little bit. Okay, so you see this candlestick here where my mouse is. This would be considered a bearish engulfing candlestick, meaning it's engulfing this previous green candlestick, right? It's moved past and closed out below this green candlestick. So that can be indicated that there's going to be some type of bearish momentum following, right? This candlestick. So when you saw this bearish engulfing candlestick form, that could have let you know get in for the sale. Got in for the sale, wrote it down to this support. When you saw this green engulfing candlestick form, when it got to this support, it started to head up, right? When you saw this green engulfing candlestick form, that could let you know, all right, momentum starting to move upwards. So let me get in for the buy, right? Came down a little bit, then shot all the way back up to the resistance. Same way coming down, right? You see where my mouse is? Bearish engulfing candlestick. Price continued down to our support. All right. So that's one strategy that you can use to just let you know when price may be heading in a different direction. Another strategy that I use is called the bar break and retest, right? The trend break and retest is really what it's. So what you're going to do, you're going to draw your trend line. Okay. So this is another way that you could have known that the buy was coming. Is when this downtrend started to form, right? This most recent downtrend started to form. You could have drawn your trend right here along these lines, connecting this trend here, right? So let me get rid of these drawings real quick. Okay. So it's starting from the top, connecting your points, right? So that's the trend here. Price is coming down, going back up to a certain point, bouncing off the trend, coming down to a certain point, bouncing off the trend, coming down to a certain point, bouncing off the trend, and then it broke, right? So right here, the way you could have known a buy was coming was when it broke this trend, retested, and then you could have got in for the buy, right? That's another strategy that I use called the break and retest. When it breaks your trend line, usually it's going to retest your trend line and then bounce off, right? Continue in that direction most of the time. And that's what it's going to do, right? So that's another strategy that you can use as well. But yeah, that's just basic analysis, basic markup, right? So then from here, when I go from my 4 hour, I just work my way down, right? I do the exact same thing on the hour. I do the exact same thing on the 15, and then I make my decision on the minute. Okay, so we'll go back over it for those of you that are just now joining. This is the basic routine that I do, right? To just figure out what's going to be the best position to get in. Okay. So like I said, we're on this current downtrend. Okay, so I said when price starts from the top left, goes to the bottom right, that's a downtrend. If it's starting from the bottom right to the top, that's a uptrend, right? So obviously in a downtrend, we grab our trend tool. I'm just going to connect the highest point to the most recent lowest point. Go. Okay. All right. So you see prices starting here, coming down to a certain point, bouncing off our trend, coming down to a certain point, bouncing off our trend, down to this certain point. Okay. So this is our downtrend. So the second thing that I ask myself is, what zone are we currently in? All right. What zone are we in? And the way we figure that out is by identifying major reversal points. Okay. So we grab our circle tool. All right. So this would be considered a major reversal point. And we may have to look back a little bit farther to see if we can find another one. Okay, so you see we have two more right here. Bada bing. Bada boom. Okay. Another one there. All All right. So now we got our major reversal points, and you don't have to do all of them. Okay, just a couple, just to know where you're at. So then we take our rectangle tool, figure out our resistance. So maybe somewhere right here. And our support. Right there. Okay, so this is the zone that we are currently in. All right, so you can see here, we're seeing a little bit of resistance, and price could be bouncing off this support area back to our resistance, right? Back to our original trend line, which is what price may do, right? But it could break this support, making this our new resistance, and then our next level support will be wherever it was back here. All right, so wherever our next major reversal point is at, so that would be like around here. Okay. All right. So now, if price respects this area, right, this area of support that we're currently touching, probably going to bounce off here, headed back to our trend line, right, headed back to this resistance area. Now, what it could do, it could continue down, continue in this bearish momentum, break this support, making this our new resistance, and then our next area of support will be somewhere around here. Okay. So in the case that you do see this break strong through here, that could be an indication that it's going to try to touch this area. If it respects this area of support, that's a good chance that it's going to come back to the trend line, right? Coming back and test this resistance. All right, so very simple. And this is the basics, right? Yes, you can use other tools. You can use indicators. You can use Fibonacci, all the fancy stuff, right? All the other fancy tools that people are using. But this is just the basics, right? If you can do this and identify your trend line, identify your zone, your support and resistance, and you know a little bit about market structure and candlesticks, right? Candlestick patterns, you can do this. And you really don't need all that, because the new system that I'm using, right, this system here, is going to tell you exactly what to do and when to get in. Okay, so whenever you see the star, the bar, and the arrow, it's going to let you know you need to get in for a sell. Right? If you see the red arrow, same with the buy. Okay, if I go back, and this is the buy that I caught. Okay, it was started right here. It's a little smaller. Right, I saw this star, I saw the bar, I saw the arrow. I also saw this bullish candlestick, right? Remember I told you guys I saw that bullish engulfing candlestick form, so that let me know, all right, we could be starting to move up. Got in for the buy, caught it. It tried to come back down, came back down again, and then it shot up. All right, we caught all that. Now, I'm about to do the exact same thing for the next week. All right. So, yeah, you can have indicators that are going to show you, can give you a little bit more insight on when you should get in and get out of the market. You can use other tools, right? There's going to be a bunch of people that are going to teach you a bunch of different techniques, a bunch of strategies. But what I just showed you today, this right here, this basic draw up, you can jump on any chart and make an educated guess on where prices going to go. As long, right? And then the more that you do this over and over again, the better that you will get at it. So this is the value that I'm bringing. If you choose to, right, you can join me. If not, it's cool. We're going to make money regardless, right? You can choose to sit there and watch me, or you can choose to participate, right? And learn a skill that can pay you, help your family out, help your kids, right? Very, very valuable, right? This video, very valuable. And that's what I'm here to do, bring the value. I'm not looking to try to convince you to join me. I'm not looking to try to convince you to want to make your life better or learn a different skill. That's something that you got to convince yourself in doing. Right? I can't do that for you. But if you have that hunger, right? If you got that dog and you got that feeling of just you want to be better, right? You want better out of life, and you're willing to do what you need to do, then yeah, let's team up. Right? I love to have you on my team. But if not, it's cool. I'm gonna keep giving the value. I'm gonna keep giving you guys the results. Keep being consistent. Keep making these profits, right? With or without you. All right, so y'all, let's go. Let's go. I hope you're ready. Go ahead and get your broker account set up. Get your prop firm. Get inside of our group, right? I can put you inside of our private chat so that you can be ready for our live trading sessions at 8 a.m. Eastern time, Tuesday through Thursday. And you can trade live with us, right? We just jump on there, and then afterwards we just clown around, right? And it just feels good to be around like-minded individuals and making money, and people that really want to see you win. Right? Nobody's jealous, nobody's bitter. We're not in there talking about people or anything like that. Right? We may joke around with each other because we're a family, but it's nothing that's we're not doing anything vicious or trying to be vindictive towards each other, right? We're all trying to uplift each other and get to the common goal, which is financial freedom for ourselves and our family. Okay, so if you're about that, if you're on that vibe, then let's get it, right? But if not, then yeah, you can pass on this, and no hard feelings. Okay, so I love y'all. Know what got to hear Mr. Laptop Lifestyle. If you didn't know, now you know. All I'm trying to do is grow, like I always say, make the rest of it the best of it. And I'll meet you at the top because that bottom is way too crowded. Let's go.